Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, back with some more Master Quest, and looky here, we're back in the Great Deku Tree. And why, you might ask? Well, we've done everything in the game. Well, that's not strictly true, we've not done everything, we've done most of the things, and now we're just here to do a final round of cleanup, so I'm going to be going through each of the dungeons, although this is the only one I'll be doing as Child Link, because we can go into the other two child dungeons as Adult Link, so might as well do that. And apparently there's an entire room that either... Wait, that's strange. It's not on the map. That blue blob there. Like, it's not got an outline, so it's not on the map, but we've been in there anyway. Well, in any case, we're here to get the last of the Skulltulas, because we've completed this dungeon otherwise, and so by all rights, I should cut around to the various bits of the dungeon just to do the things, but, I mean... Nah. That wasn't a valid response, I'm sorry. I'll keep you in for this first dungeon, and then... for other dungeons I'll cut around as necessary, because I'm sure the Water Temple's going to be a fun time, and actually the Fire Temple, for that matter, I've missed a whole chunk of that one. Because, seriously, there was an entire wing that we didn't go to because I didn't have the Scarecrow song at the time. Now, there was a Gold Skulltula in that crate, but we got it on our first pass all that time ago. Now, it may take me a while to go through the entire dungeon, simply because I know there are Skulltulas, I just don't remember where they are. Well, I remember where they are, just don't remember how to get to where they are, but we are needed in here. Now, yes, dickishly placed Giant Skulltula, Skull Walltulas. Well, screw you, we have a slingshot. This is one of the things... Well, I would say we got it in this very room, but that's certainly true of the vanilla version. Don't know about the Master Quest. Now... I believe I said, and if I didn't say it then I bloody meant to remember this room for much, much later. Well, now is later because, would you look at that, there are boulders up there, and, well, last time we came here, we didn't have anything even remotely explosive, and now we have a choice of explosives. We have regular ones, we have bomb chews, and hopefully the government doesn't hear me because we live in a state of panic where any slight mention of explosives is death. Because terrorists, and that's not a good state to be living in. Anyway, I don't know why I bothered equipping the slingshot, I can just kill it by boomerang. But here's the first Skulltula that I wouldn't say that I missed it on the first run through, more that there's no way I could have got it on my first run through. So, I suppose I should just meet you at the next one to save this video from dragging out for too long. Here's another room that I said would come back to later, and when I don't specify how I got to a room, the general assumption is that you can just tell where it is based on the map. That was the case with the Big Po side quest as well. Now, we don't need to worry about doing the puzzle of this room, we just have to worry about getting to the top of the room. And I don't think we can boomerang the Skulltula from quite this distance, but, I mean, it's there, so... I suppose I should also mention, if this does spill into 2 episodes, then it's going to be 1 episode for doing the dungeons, and then 1 for cleaning up the remaining, overworld ones. That wasn't quite high enough. Okay, well, let's play the developer's favourite song then and inflate that counter. I mean, for 100% is technically required, so it's justified. But yes, so if... At the very least... Oh, that was a camp tut. At the very least, I will be doing the dungeon Skulltulas in this episode, and if I have enough time, then I'll do the remaining overworld ones, because at this point we're missing about 24, I want to say? So... if I can't get all 24 in this episode, then they'll be broken up into dungeons and overworld. And wow, could you not have just made that entire staircase appear in one playing of the song? Because, Jesus crumpets. Now, there's a question. First of all, Americans who think that crumpets are a British stereotype, do you even know what a crumpet is? And fellow Brits, what are crumpets made of? Seriously, I can't tell, because they're like pastry-ish, but they're not pastries. They're like doughy, bready, but kind of potato-y nonsense. Like, what are they? What are they? Well, I mean, they're crumpets. I'm sorry, this rant was almost meant to be funny, but kind of also patriotic at the same time. I refuse to apologise. Now, is there a Skulltula in here? Because, yeah, there we go. We came in here before. Well, at least, I recall coming into this room anyway. And, of course, we couldn't get the Skulltula because we could see it, we could kill it, but it was too high up for us to actually reach. So, might as well clear out the rest of the room first while we're here. You may also have noticed that I changed back into the Hylian shield before I even started this episode. And that was simply because, well, this dungeon has keys that spawn near torches. I wouldn't want to lose the Deku shield now when I have no excuse to even be playing as Child Link in the first place. I just want to finish it as 100% as I can, okay? And don't mind me trying to grind up some more Deku seeds, I suppose it doesn't really matter. Let's just kill the Gold Skulltula with our infinite boomerang. See, that almost sounds like a cool idea, an infinite boomerang, but how would that be any different from a regular boomerang? Now, are there any more in this dungeon? No, we're good. So, I will see you in Dodongo's Cavern. Okay, I did say I wasn't going to get any overworld Skulltulas in this episode if I could help it, but remember how I said I remember there being a Skulltula on the roof of this house, which is the house with the, attached to the Kuko pen in Kakariko Village? I was right, I was just 7 years too early, so it's here as Adult Link. Why did I jump attack it? I could have just used the bloody long shot. Okay. Well, as I said, I will see you in Dodongo's Cavern. For realsies this time. I suppose I should mention, while I'm here, first of all, that one that I just got was the last one in Kakariko Village, so we're done there. And if I'm remembering correctly, we have also completely got all of the... We've completely cleared out the Spirit Temple and the Shadow Temple. I did actually check. Yes, we've definitely cleared the Shadow Temple. And I'm fairly sure we've done the Spirit Temple. I think we may have cleaned out the Forest Temple as well, but I'll still go back and double check anyway. Also, I believe there's an Easter egg in this dungeon in the vanilla version if you come back as Adult Link, because this platform up here, as in vanilla Ocarina of Time, you can use a Scarecrow song to get up here. I'm not quite sure what it does. Anyway, is this the room that we're looking for? Because I don't remember which Skulltulas we're missing.
This is the wrong room.
My mistake. It wasn't that room, it was the room that branches off from the one that I said looked like a lung. So we're here in this dungeon, although that map looks nothing like the mini-map, but... I would show you the footage of how I got here, but... Nah, you're smart people, you'll work it out. You'll see where I am when I leave this room anyway. Now, I do hope that's the last Skulltula in here, because I don't know which... Well, I know we got that one in the Lizalfos room, but other than that, I don't know if we're missing any, or if so, where they are. So, yep, there are still more. See you in a moment. Ah, here we go. I'd forgotten about this room. So, there's a shit ton of Song of Time blocks. Just in case you're in any doubt as to what the developer team's favourite song was. So this is fun. There are at least 15 in here. It's just a matter of working your way through this non-maze and playing the song repeatedly and... Dealing with enemies, apparently. Didn't even realise that was there. I probably should have looked before I leapt. Fortunately, you all die to a hookshot, no matter which way you're facing. Are there any more? There's you over there, and there's you over there. Why am I commentating this? You can quite clearly see. Dear oh dear. Oh, come on, stop getting rid of one at a time. I need to make some actual progress here. Actually, fuck you, game. So that there sounds like a Gold Skulltula, but it's just a regular... Well, it's a Skull Wall Tula, if you want to get technical about it. This room is such a nuisance, and even the camera's freaking out about it. There we go. I did a little spin attack just then, just to see if I could get some sort of, like, a flash of light of the thing dying, just as a clue to see if there was a Skulltula nearby, and you will have heard it. So we have that. Please tell me that was the last one. It's, there are still more. There it is. I have been looking all over the place for this. I felt like there was one in here that I may have overlooked, even though I knew it was there. Oh, come on, stop bouncing off the thing and hit the thing with the thing so we can get its thing and thingally. Are we done? Praise the Lord, or whatever your personal method of celebration is. We're done here. I will see you in Jabu-Jabu's belly. And hopefully I'll be able to actually do the adult sneaking into Jabu-Jabu's belly trick glitch thing this time. Once again, slightly breaking my promise, but since we're in the area on the way to the next dungeon, there's a Gold Skulltula here that I missed because it appears on the roof of the self-proclaimed House of Twins in Kokiri Forest, but it only appears as Adult Link, so that's kind of why I chose to strike while the iron is hot, so to speak. So, I believe that's the last one in the Kokiri Forest as well, so... Yeah, sure enough, we're done here as well, so... Yeah, as I said, I'll meet you in Jabu-Jabu's belly. Again, for realsies this time. Okay, one more diversion, I swear. It's just, I've been trying to get the glitch to work to get me into Jabu-Jabu's belly as an adult, and I know it works because, like, it works in the 3DS version, they left it in, I know it works. But first of all, remember this silver boulder that was supposedly blocking the entrance to the fairy fountain? Well, it was blocking something after all. Just another boulder, which seems innocuous enough at first, but let's assume that something happens if we break that boulder as well. There's a hole. Now, again, this is me getting sidetracked in the name of a Skulltula that is here in Zora's Fountain and not in a dungeon, but take note of the fact that there's this slope, and they gave us a lot of magic and arrows. And I'm going to ignore the arrows and use the long shot instead, but if you're sensitive, look away now. There is a lot of spiders. It's not quite as spider-heavy as the Nope room of the Spirit Temple, but there's still a lot of spiders, and it can be very painful if you're not expecting this. And of course, the whole objective at the end is another spider unto itself. I do really like this area, though. Just, it's this extra hidden bit that takes you to another hidden extra bit that you might not even have noticed was there. And if you did notice it was there, then you might wonder how to get there, and we're going outside the map, and it's glorious, and yeah, I just love this. And there's a bit very, very similar to it in a very similar area in Majora's Mask, and I love that as well for the same reasons. Although, in Majora's Mask it's much more obvious that it's there because it kind of needs to be there, but I digress. Also, make sure that you come up here while it's nighttime. For me, it's just before dawn. It's like 5:13 AM in-game. And if you come here at nighttime, or within, like, between 6 PM and 6 AM, I believe, there's that Gold Skulltula there. But because this is an area where time stands still, if you play the Sun Song, then it will restart it'll warp you back to where you entered the area from. So make sure it's nighttime when you come here and climb up here, otherwise you'll have to do it all again! Anyway, I'm going to resume trying to get that glitch to work, and I'll pop back in when it does. Not if it does, when it does, because I know it can be done, goddammit! Okay, rather aggravatingly, I just tried for a solid 10 minutes, and that was after already taking one break, and I just can't get the glitch to work. I know it can be done. I looked up a video of it being done, and yeah, I didn't dream it. It can be done. Other people have done it. I've done it before. I just can't get it to work. And this is after 10 minutes of trying after a break. And even then there was a fair bit of trying in that. And why won't any of these Skulltulas... That wasn't a Skulltula. Okay. Well, I did check earlier. And oh. No, never mind. I was going to say I did miss a Gold Skulltula or two in here. And I thought that was it up there. But nope, that's just another regular Skulltula. So I'll just cut to when I find it, because I could have sworn I got them all in here, but apparently not. Oh well. See you shortly. Oh, wow. Really? Well, I came down one of the wells, and there was that waiting for me there. How could I have missed that? We had to come down here when I came through the temple the first time, but I mean... Did I just walk right past that, or what? Wow. And let me guess. Okay, never mind. I thought that might be the last one, but no. Okay, well, I'll meet you at the next one then. Here we go. In that one room where the first twisty corridor is at the very top, there's this at the bottom round a corner that I could have sworn I checked, but apparently I didn't. Now, is that? Yes, it is. Okay, finally. To the Fire Temple. Okay, so I just found this hidden nook here in the Fire Temple, and I'm fairly sure that I reached it when I was with Simon, like when I came through here the first time, but apparently not, because that switch makes these hookshot targets appear, and it's with this hookshot target that you get up onto this Song of Time block, which allows me to get up onto this Song of Time block, which then allows me to hookshot over here, and then from here into this elevator, which takes us up into the East Tower of the Temple. And this is an entirely new bit, so I should go full commentary mode. It's just... can't feel my right foot at all. That's not a good sign. I'm just not in the best of moods, just because I was wandering around the Forest Temple for ages with very little luck. I was wandering around, trying to get the Jabu-Jabu's belly glitch to work, also with limited luck. And so... Oh, there are torch slugs in here. I could have sworn there weren't. Like, there were supposed to be because it's the fire temple, but then there weren't because... Master Quest. Logic. Just, I'm slightly frazzled because, as I said, at this point I've been recording for upwards of an hour and a half, I think, on and off. And admittedly some of that is just going from A to B, some of it is just trying to get into Jabu-Jabu's belly, but... when this episode inevitably goes up late, that's why. Now, this room here, I believe we hit that switch to get rid of the ring of fire at the top of this room, which that's how this room normally works anyway. But we have to get up there before time expires, and I'm fairly sure if we just get up there first, then... First of all, I think the only thing under that ring of fire is a Song of Time block anyway. Oh, no, it's a push block. Or is it a Song of Time block? I can't tell from this distance. Well, I mean... that's not untrue. Here we go. Rusted switch brings up a hookshot target there. And here as well, but... Point is, go up to this room, not on a time limit, and then it'll become infinitely easier when you do have to do it on a time limit, which is almost the moral of the other room as well. The other room like this, where... I don't remember. You get the Megaton Hammer in Vanilla Ocarina of Time. I don't know about this version, though. Grab the block, Link. Grab the block, Link! You're seeing this as well, right? He keeps grabbing it and then not grabbing it, and then grabbing it and then not grabbing it, and just generally refusing to cooperate, and I almost feel like I've burst my spleen, although I'm not quite sure where the spleen is, so I couldn't say with any certainty. Okay, I didn't even need to push it any further, it just gave me the Skulltula. So I suppose... unless that was the last one, I don't see why it should be. Yeah. I'll meet you in the other tower, because we have business up there as well. And this is a bonus room even in Vanilla Ocarina of Time, so there's no other way out. So I'll see you there. Okay, we're here in the West Tower now, and of course there's still bloody chest icon on the map because there's a chest at the top of the room, but hey, we've got hookshot targets now. Yum yum. Of course, the big twist of this room is the thing that turns off the fire up there is actually halfway around the course, so in order to actually stand even the faintest hope of being able to complete this room, you're going to need to go the entire way around, I believe the inside coil here, if that's an accurate term, then get to here-ish, and then... play the Scarecrow song, and I don't know why it didn't take the first time, but the ocarina is just kind of fucky like that. So, give ourselves a handmade hookshot target, and that should get us up to the chest in plenty of time, considering the switch is here, the target is, like, the hookshot... yeah, our hookshot target is there, and the chest after that is just there. And it contains a small key, which we're going to need to progress through this other wing of the temple that up until now we've not been able to do. And Link, I swear to God, if you do that, if you start pulling the same shit that you did in the other tower, I'm going to be rather upset. I would say moist, but that's entirely the opposite of what... wait, does that mean that being pissed off makes you feel dry? I suppose that in itself is a sexually charged question without meaning to be. Hey, it's not my fault that I'm being rather loopy. Oh good, Astalfos, I'd forgotten I was playing Master Quest. It's just, I've been recording for nearly 2 hours at this point, and I'm getting rather bored. I just want to get the Skulltulas and go home. Oh goody, another one. Just in case, in the last 10 seconds you forgot which game this was. In case you didn't believe before that this game was made by interns, you know, give it some more thought, because this room is too normal. Let's add a Stalfos. Yeah, but isn't that a bit predictable? Let's add 2 Stalfos. Genius level design. See, the thing is, this room, a set piece unto itself, is mandatory. Required in Vanilla Ocarina of Time, but in this one it's a bonus feature, because by now you could be going into the boss and having a fantastic time in the Master Quest version of this dungeon, which, I've said before, this and the Water Temple were substantially nerfed, because this room is just for this Skulltula, and that's it in Master Quest. It's completely optional. Yeah, this and the Water Temple were made so much shorter. They tried to make it harder, and in so doing made it easier. Please tell me that's the last one, because I'm so tired. Thank you. There's a room we haven't even been in. I don't know where that is, and I don't really care. I'm just gonna meet you at the Water Temple. Well, I'm gonna knock this down first for completion's sake, he says, even though he's acknowledged there's a room that I'm not going into. Down, boy. There we go. Okay, now see you at the Water Temple. Okay, as promised, you join me in the Water Temple. I've narrowed it down to one of 3 possible locations, this being the first. And we're on recording session 3 of I don't know how many so far. And is the Skulltula in here? Because if it's not, then I cry 10 million zads. This is taking forever. I don't even know where I'm supposed to use this leftover key I have. Lizalfos, nobody asked for your presence. Nyeh. I'll cut back in when I find the last Skulltula, and or when I find where to use this key. We will solve this mystery eventually. Okay, that was weird. Right, I suppose I should cut back in commentating here. We're in the Serpent Room. Well, no duh. Now, I don't want any sass about how, of course it's always in the last place you look because once you find it you stop looking, but I checked all the other places that I had on my hit list of places to look for Skulltulas, and this is the only... Like, this is the last one left. I've exhausted my checklist if it's not in this room, so I'll be rather peeved. And the thing is, I'm not entirely sure why I'm in this oddly bad mood, because I don't hate this game, and I don't hate this side quest. It's just, there are little things that are getting to me, like how this is taking so long, and don't tell me. I've completed the temple, and I still have a key left over. What is the what? Now, at this point, I believe the only Skulltulas left are the 2 that are in Jabu-Jabu's belly, I believe, and then a whole load in the overworld. Supposedly I'm missing one in the Lost Woods, and I don't see how that can be, because I got all the ones in the Lost Woods, didn't I? But I don't even know why I'm keeping this in. Just on the off chance I find the last remaining locked door, I suppose, but if I don't find that, then I'll just cut to the next bit where there's stuff, which is beautiful grammar, I am perfectly aware. Oh no, this looks rather promising, actually. So there was that mini tree that I feel like I've said throughout this project that there was something fucky about this tree. And I was right in the end, because look at this spidery hole. Well, we could walk forwards and be ambushed by that one up there. There doesn't appear to be any invisible nonsense in here, so we can just use a long shot to grab this one from a distance and be on our merry way, to be quite frank. I would say to be and frank, but I think that would be a very, very tasteless joke. Now, please tell me that we're done in Hyrule Field. Just to recap so far. Done in Haunted Wasteland, done in Gerudo's Fortress, done in Gerudo Valley. I know where the last one in Lake Hylia is. Finished Lon Lon Ranch. I know where the one in the market is. Yes, we're done in Hyrule Field. Death Mountain. Might as well head there now, I suppose. Kakariko Village done. Lost Woods ? Kokiri Forest done. And Zora's Domain. I don't know if that includes Jabu-Jabu's belly or not. So again, I'll see you in a hot minute. Now, my sources tell me that there's a Gold Skulltula somewhere on this ramp, like, either against one of the walls, under one of the boulders. I think it's near the top end rather than this end, but I'm just gonna check under all of them, just for good measure anyway. See, I did want to just go to Jabu-Jabu's belly, get those, and then leave this nonsense for the next episode, but at this point, yeah, there's the fucker. I just want to get this over with. As I said, I don't know why, because this isn't unfun. It just... I don't know. Perhaps I can put it better in the form of a conversation with myself in editing. So, Tess in editing, are you listening? Good. So just for shits and giggles, would you mind putting on screen the length, the combined length of all of today's recording sessions? And how much is that in terms of file size? Beautiful. Do you remember the good old days when each episode was only 20 minutes long? Anyway, enough reminiscing. Get back to work. He says I'm the one who needs to... Well, I'm saying that as if I don't need to do work of my own, but I'm talking to myself! Anyway, there are some Gold Skulltulas in here for me to get as well. I even know if I might just end up cutting that entire bit out, because that room was totally pointless, but there is a Gold Skulltula right there! And I'll be rather upset if this isn't the last one that we can get as Adult Link, because we're missing one in Death Mountain Crater, which we can only get as Child Link. I know we don't have any business through there, but we do have some missing in Lost Woods, and I'll cut back when I find it. Hey, look up there. I found one on Zora's River, but I have no idea where I'm missing one in the Lost Woods. I'm gonna have to look that up. It's It's not that tedious. But at the same time, I'm still feeling tediized. No, that's definitely not a word. Now, according to my notes, there's another one up in this general area to the up of here. Which, beautiful grammar, I'm known for it. I suspect I may be missing one here as Child Link as well, although I actually haven't checked to see if the one I just got was the last one here, but I'm fairly sure I've not been up here, because I know that there's... I believe this here is a fairy fountain. So, I was told to go to those rocks and then look to the left of them, but there are so many lefts. There's this hole here, for example. Ah, there it is. It's... Well, now I'm especially lost in my thoughts, because there's two holes. One of them's a fairy fountain, the other one's probably a generic grotto. I am talking too quickly! Please tell me we're done here now. Yes, okay. So, you heard it here first. If the Gold Skulltula icon appears on the world map, that doesn't include dungeons in that area. And oh look, we're only missing 7. 2 of them are in Jabu-Jabu's belly, 1's in the castle town. That means there are 4... Okay, there's 1 in Lake Hylia that I know of. 1 in Death Mountain Crater. And then... like... quite a few in the Lost Woods, apparently? Huh. I suppose I should stop faffing around and just give up on the getting into Jabu-Jabu's belly as adult Link thing. I'm going to give it one more honest try, and then either way, you'll see me in Jabu-Jabu's belly, and you'll be able to tell whether it worked or not. Spoiler alert, I gave up. But I was right, again. There is a Gold Skulltula on the side of the lakeside laboratory. You just have to be Child Link in order for it to appear. So, there's a silver lining to me giving up and coming back as Child Link anyway. Still have no idea where those Gold Skulltulas in the Lost Woods are, though. Maybe they're child exclusives as well. We shall see. But first, I just want to double check and verify and stuff. Yep, done with Lake Hylia now as well. So, I will meet you back at the dungeon that I keep not going to. Okay, so I do have a slight hypothesis as to why I couldn't get the glitch to work. It could be that it doesn't work in Master Quest, but I'm so ready to dismiss that idea because it works in Master Quest. Shut the fuck up. The second idea is that perhaps being, this is somewhat validated because I know games. I've studied game design. I wasn't taught all that well, but I've studied game design. And, oh, we can go through this door. I thought it'd be blocked off by that water spout. Surprising how much you remember, given how long... Well, how much I remember, anyway. Considering how long it's been since I last played through this dungeon. I feel as though, because I know games, I feel like a valid idea is perhaps the transition, like the map transition data, the flag that says, if Link stands here, teleport him to this dungeon. If perhaps I needed to come here as Child Link, and then come back as Adult Link, without saving and quitting in between, so that it knows to load in the, it loads in the flag that allows him to transition from Zora's Fountain to this dungeon, and then going away and coming back as Adult Link, it somehow doesn't unload that so that Adult Link can use it as well. That's my more valid theory, but that's just valid in that makes more sense than just saying, oh no, it can't be done, because bullshit, I know it can be done. Now, I would cut and then cut back for, okay, rude. I feel like that happened the last time I tried to go into this room as well. Yeah, I would cut and cut back when I get to where I'm going, but it's this room. Now, you might remember, I came in here before and then dismissed the idea because there are invisible enemies, and I don't even remember if we had Din's Fire at the time, and also we just generally... I think we needed the boomerang as well, and the Lens of Truth would have helped immensely, so... see how many we can kill and how many we can just plain old set on fire. Well, there's a keys. And there it goes. One would be forgiven for thinking that you need to come in here as Adult Link just so you can swim high enough to get... to climb up onto that far shore, and honestly I don't remember how you do get up there. Perhaps defeating all enemies somehow raises the water level. I doubt it's this button, because that button just opens the webbing that prevents you from leaving. Okay, rude. Stop, no, just stop with your yewing. Because that's a verb. Okay, maybe using Lens of Truth will shed some enlightenment upon me. Well, it shows me the invisible keys at any rate. It's a good thing that I got a slight refill of Deku seeds there as well, so I suppose I should make every shot count. Watch as I make none of these shots count. I don't know why I went into concentration mode there. Now, can I kill you from this distance? Well, I can kill one of you, but since you take 2 hits, that's not gonna happen, is it? Nyeh. I could hit you once and then hope that you come my way so that I can hit you. Please. Please, for little old me. Or big, young me, as the case actually is. Come on. Come at me, bro. You think you got what it takes? Come and have some. Please, because I can't attack you when you're underwater. Come on. Come on. Come on, you fuck! I've suffered enough this day. I was not expecting that jump attack to work. Wow. Oh, and killing all the enemies raises... Of all things, it raises a hookshot target. Fuckity wow. Now, I've been going over the mental maths in my head, as opposed to the mental maths on a calculator, to try and work out where the remaining Gold Skulltulas are, because... I could swear there's only 2 that we were missing in this dungeon, and we've just got both of them. So if this proves me wrong, this'll help somewhat. No, I was right. So we're only missing 4 now. 1 is in Castletown, I know that for certain. There may be a second one in Castletown. I'm gonna go and check for that now, just to be absolutely certain. Okay, slight derp moment. I was getting mixed up with my notes. I totally misread the one I was reading. Now, unless I'm quite mistaken, there's this one, and there are 3 others. One in the... Well, there's gonna be 1 in the Lost Woods, 1 in Castletown, which I'm deliberately saving till last. And yes, this seems to corroborate that. I believe the one that I'm forgetting about is in Goron City. So give me a moment to get there. Now, there's this room back here, and I came through here earlier when I got the other Gold Skulltula in Goron City as Adult Link. And off the top of my head, I can't remember if I've shown this room off or not. Because I was debating this earlier, but I feel like I'm probably going to cut that section out, especially if I do if it does turn out that this is where I needed to be, then I'm definitely going to cut that section out. But this room, I've been avoiding it for this project as far as I can remember. But I like how, if you come here as soon as you get to Goron City, you can't do anything with it. If you come back after having beaten Dodongo's Cavern, or at the very least having got the item, you can bomb your way through, you can get rid of the golden boulders, well, I'm calling them that, that's not their official name, and yeah, you can form a maze out of the golden boulders. Well, out of the silver boulders by getting rid of the golden ones. And yeah, sure enough, I haven't been in here at all. Herpity-derp. It's always the ones that you think you've got that trip you up. You can come back later as Adult Link with the Megaton Hammer, and get rid of the bronze boulders, and you have a separate path through, and I believe that all the chests contain rupees, so I've been deliberately leaving them shut. And then you can come back after doing the Spirit Temple and lift up all the silver boulders and just completely clear out the room entirely. So, I like that. I have fond childhood memories of coming back to that room repeatedly and just kind of doing nothing with it. Because there's only one route through as Child Link, and... Okay, look at all these places that we've cleared out, apart from the market. But yep, we're done up here. We just need to find that one in the Lost Woods. And I swear to God, if it's an Adult Link exclusive, I'll be slightly peeved. But this means that I'm nearly done for this episode, good grief. I think I'll save the last Skulltula for next episode, just so you won't get any closure on this one. So, see you in however long it takes for me to find this last Skulltula. Oh my fucking God. There it is. I distinctly recall pointing this one out and getting it. But apparently I didn't get it. Well, I've got it now. There we go. We now have, at long, sweet, tedious last, every single Gold Skulltula in the game apart from the last one, which I'm deliberately saving till last, which we will get in the next episode because it's tied to the story progress we're going to make, and in the next episode we will make story progress. I have been, and will continue to be, Tessellating Hexagons. This is going to be a fun episode to edit, I promise. And I will see you in the next one. Holy hell, I'm glad this is over.